everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now. To me, this is a very simple look. It is very easy to achieve. And this is the makeup look that I apply every time that I'm not really sure what I should do with my makeup. I am in a hurry and I don't really know what to do. I need something very quick and easy to just throw on my face and make me look put together for the day. This is that type of makeup, my go-to makeup that I don't even have to think about it anymore because I have done this look so many times and I still think that it works every time to every occasion. The only thing I mix up a little bit every time I use this look is the lipstick, but this is the one that I've actually been using every day lately. It is one of the MAC Liptensity lipsticks that have just come out, and you're going to see it in action in this video as well. And for eyeshadow, I am using the Tilbury Dolce Vita palette, which is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. I just think it is so gorgeous. So yeah, I just hope that this look is as pretty for you as it is for me, and that it is as simple for you to achieve as it is for me. So today I am going to start by applying my foundation, and the one I am using is the Tilbury Light Wonder. I have mentioned this foundation on my channel before. I think I mentioned it in a favorites video because this is one that I really like. The reason why I like it so much for everyday use is because it has, I would say, light to medium coverage, so it covers everything that I needed to cover without making me feel and look like I am wearing a mask. I'm going to apply it with my beauty blender. I feel like my beauty blender helps me achieve a more natural look. A brush will help me achieve a more full coverage look, but that's not really what I need for day-to-day use. I just need a little bit of coverage to even things out and to make everything look better, but I don't need too much coverage. I don't need it to be too perfect. So I'm just going to apply it everywhere. With your beauty blender, you should tap if you want to get still a bit of coverage. If you rub it, you will lose a lot of coverage. Don't forget to dampen your beauty blender or whatever sponge you're using. If you're applying foundation with it, it should be dampened so that the sponge doesn't absorb the entire foundation. So that is my foundation done. It is very natural, very dewy, the way I like it. So next we're going to correct our under eye circles, and for that I am still using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid. This one is in the shade Peach, and I'm just going to apply it right where I have more darkness under my eyes, and I'm just going to use my finger to blend it out. Next I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is one that I have mentioned multiple times. I really like it. I like the coverage it gives me. I feel like it can be a bit drying if you have your under eye area very dry, but for me it's nice, and it has all the coverage that I need in a concealer. And it's also really easy to apply, really quick. This shade is a bit too light for me right now because I am in between shades, but it will work out in the end because we're still going to apply our powder and everything. And speaking about applying powder, that's exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. This is the one that I have shown before as well, and I am going to use these two powders, the lightest one and then the medium one, because like I said, I am in between shades. And so I'm just going to apply a little bit of this under my eyes to mattify it. And then I am going to use just the darkest powder all over my skin, but just a very light dusting of it because I don't like my skin to look powdery. And then for bronzer and blusher, I am going to use two that come in the very same palette. The bronzer, this one is this one right here, and then the blush I'm going to use is the one in the middle. It is called Luminous Flush, and the bronzer is called Luminous Bronzer Light. So with the same brush, with my Suku brush, I'm just going to apply a little bit of the bronzer right underneath my cheekbones, just warm up my skin a little bit. I love this bronzer, it's amazing. It's so soft and it looks really, really beautiful. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of the blush just on the tops of my cheekbones, just to give me a little bit of color, a healthy flush. So our skin is prepped. I am now going to move on to the eyeshadows. The main palette I am going to use today is one that I've been using for 2 years, and it is the one that I grab every time that I'm not really sure what I should wear that day. I'm not really inspired, and so I always go back to this makeup look. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette. It is a very, very, very beautiful palette. So it has a really nice medium brown shade. It has a kind of rusty coppery shade, and then it has a champagne shade and also a very nice glittery shade that really amps up the look. But I am not going to use these two shades today because I'm only going to use these two. It is going to be a very, very simple look, and you're going to see that it really looks very nice without a lot of effort. So because this palette doesn't have a good transition shade, because all the shades have a little bit of shimmer, they're not really that shimmery, but they are satin, and I prefer a transition shade that is matte. And by transition shade, I mean the shade that allows us to blend the shadows a little bit better. So because the Dolce Vita palette doesn't have that kind of shade, and I don't want to be grabbing another palette, I am just going to use my bronzer that I just used. You could use any bronzer that you're using. It is going to use beautifully as a transition shade. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of the bronzer and I'm going to put it on my crease. This bronzer is not completely matte, but it's also not shimmery, so it's great. And it works really beautifully as a blending out crease shade. It's going to warm up my crease, and it's going to be a really nice shade to blend my other shadows on top of. So going into the Dolce Vita palette, I am going to mix these two shades, the brown and the reddish shade, and I'm just going to run my brush through both of them, and then I am going to apply them all over my lid. This is just a flat shader brush. I don't even know which brand it is anymore, but it's just a flat shader brush. The conjunction of these two shades I think is so beautiful because it doesn't look too red, but it also doesn't look like a plain brown. So I just really love how it looks on the eyelid. And as you can see, they are very, very pigmented shades, very smooth and soft. I adore this eyeshadow palette. I love Charlotte Tilbury as a brand. I hope you're able to see the dimension that it gives using these two shades. It's just so beautiful. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush that I used with my bronzer, and without adding any product to it, I'm just going to blend the shadow upward just to make it more blown out, because I don't want to see any harsh edges. I want this makeup to be very simple and look very effortless. It may not be a very simple color because it's not like we're going to look like we're not wearing any makeup at all. We are wearing makeup, but it's just really easy to put on and it's so quick. It's a very, very simple and quick makeup look that you can do in the morning, or if you have a night out and you don't have a lot of time to get ready, this is going to be a great look for that. So then with my Luxe Petite Pencil brush by Zoeva, I am going to grab again the two shades together, and I'm going to apply them on my lower lash line. So I definitely want this look to look a bit smoky, and I like to have the same color on the top and on the bottom for this look. I'm only going to use one other eyeshadow, and it's not from the Charlotte Tilbury palette. I am going to use whatever black eyeshadow is in hand, and what I've got here is the shade Carbon from MAC. This is a very black eyeshadow, and with an eyeliner brush I am going to grab it, and I'm going to use it like it was an eyeliner, but because it's an eyeshadow, it is going to look a lot more soft and it's going to be a lot easier to just put it on. It is very fuss-free, it is very fail-proof. So I'm just going to apply this eyeshadow really close to my lash line, and then I'm just going to blend it upwards a little bit with the same brush, just dragging it upward. It's going to make it look a little bit softer even softer. And I hope you're able to see in camera that even though it is such a simple step and it is very, very easy to put on, it makes a huge difference to wear just a little bit of black on your top lash line. And then lastly, I'm just going to apply a little bit of black pencil on my waterline, and I'm going to use one from Maybelline. This is the Lasting Drama 24-Hour Gel Pencil, and I would use whatever I would have in hand. This happens to be the one that I'm using right now. It isn't one that I think lasts better on the waterline, but I don't mind if it smudges a little bit with this look, because this look, it's smoky, and if the eyeliner smudges a little bit, I think it will look still very good. It's not going to be a disaster because we have eyeshadow on our bottom lash line. And then of course we're going to apply a little bit of mascara. The one I am currently using is the Grandiose Extreme by Lancôme. I love this mascara. I am going to talk about it in a favorites video, so I'm not going to talk too much about it here, but let's just say it is my favorite ever. It really makes my lashes look so amazing. Makes them look voluminous, gives them a lot of length, and it actually holds a curl, because even though it is not meant to be a waterproof mascara, it lasts for a really long time. So I think it's not waterproof, but it must be water resistant. And of course, that no look is ready without lipstick. With this eye look, you could wear whatever lipstick you wanted to. You could wear a nude, you could wear a red, you could wear a really vampy one. But the one I've been using a lot because I really enjoy both the color and the formula of the lipstick is the MAC Liptensity in the shade Toast and Butter. It is this nude brownish shade. It's definitely not as much a nude as it is a brown, but it's still very neutral, that you can wear it during daytime easily. I really love these lipsticks by MAC. They are very rich, very pigmented. They are also very comfortable to wear. They are not matte, they are a creamy formula. I would say they're as if the amplified formula by MAC and Cream Sheen met and had a baby. I think this would be it. It is so rich, it's very, very comfortable. I have a post on this line of lipsticks. I have a review there, and I also have some swatches on some of the shades. I am going to leave the link to the post on the description box below if you want to check it out. So that is it, guys. This is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this very little, short, I hope, and very simple tutorial. Don't forget to thumb up this video if you liked it, and definitely subscribe to my channel. It would help me out a lot and it would mean the world to me. So that is all for me today. I will see you around on my next video. Bye!